Now streaming, and I got it. There we go. Well, good afternoon. It just turned afternoon, and I'm actually in Florida right now. We were just talking about the weather because our first vice president, Tricia Nekota from Honolulu, is here to join us today. And I had the pleasure of meeting Tricia was it a week ago? I know Kurt, MJ, and Christine were all there in Phoenix, Arizona at our annual celebration conference, which was wonderful, beautiful, and so much information. I think Tricia's going to talk a little bit about that. Be sure to register for next year. And because Tricia has a great video sharing her leadership journey, I'm going to actually have Tricia introduce yourself.
Take it away.
Take it away.
Aloha, aloha. Thank you, Nora. Thank you, leadership team. It's such an honor to be here. I really appreciate the opportunity to speak with the members. It's early. It's noon there for you all, but it is 6 a.m. here in Hawaii. So you all mean a lot to me because if you don't know this, I'm not quite a morning person, but I got up for you all because I love you. So I wanted to share with you a little bit about my leadership journey and how I got here as your first vice president. And so I wanted to start off with sharing a video. This particular video was a video that I used when I campaigned for first vice president. And it's a really nice synopsis. It's going to show you the background of my home, Honolulu, Hawaii, born and raised here, 50 years. This year will be 50 years. I'll make my 50-year marker living here. And therefore, it also shares a little bit about my journey as a leader coming to be here as first vice president. And I'll elaborate a little bit more after the video's done. So let me share that video with you all right now. And hopefully it's easy for me to pull up and share with you. So praying it works. Hold on, y'all. Not that. Sorry. We've been doing the shared screen for 2 years now, and I'm still trying to navigate it. All right, let's see if I can get it here. All right, there we go. Hopefully you can hear it. Oh, did it stop sharing?
It's sharing, but it looks like it's spinning for bandwidth.
It's buffing. Oh, let's see. We'll give it a few. I hope it works. It's a really nice video. So right there, what you guys are all looking at right now is Ko'olina. It's on the west side of Honolulu. It consists of 4 lagoons. It has a variety of different residential, it's resort living basically, to include residential living as well in the background here. If the video does not play, I can certainly talk, but I wanted to share this video is because it is wonderful to show you all where I live and just kind of include it, but maybe not. It's not going to maybe happen. Let me try and pause it. And then
maybe if you push it back, it will kind of catch up a little bit. If you
okay, let me try and see if I do that.
It is a beautiful picture as we're looking at snow outside. So we appreciate your sharing.
Oh, yeah. So I don't know if it's working. Sorry, guys. I don't know if it's the capacity of my computer, what have you, but take a look at the blue skies, the blue ocean. I know that you all are in different areas across our country, but this is part of Honolulu and where I love to live and be. And if I'm not here, I love being with you all. So I'm going to stop sharing the screen and I'm just going to talk about.
Yeah, I can ask you a couple of questions as we're waiting for that, hopefully to
go ahead, love.
All right, so you've been in Honolulu has it been in Honolulu the whole time that you've been in Hawaii?
The whole time, born and raised here.
Right. And so how long have you been a realtor and what's been your journey? Unless you want to take it away and just go on.
That's a great question, hun. So we'll just keep this as our background then. Even if the video doesn't go on, we'll enjoy this. But so I am a realtor now 15 years in June of this year. Prior to this, though, I was a stay-at-home mom. And if we rewind even further than that, I was an elementary school teacher. So I was teaching several years, and that was always like a passion of mine. And then I had the opportunity to become a stay-at-home mom. And when my husband and I were having our firstborn. And so I stayed, the intention was only to stay home for 1 year. But what had happened was the year came and went. And what was I going to do after that? So I was fortunate enough to even stay home with our second son. So I have 2 boys. And so I stayed home 5 years. Real estate was then part of the family. I have family members that are realtors as well. And so they were like, hey, make a really good realtor. Have you ever considered it? And I did. It was something that I did think about. And so talking with my husband, he's like, I support you. Go for it. You know, I was got licensed in 2007 when the market went from this to this, right? Everybody thought that I was crazy to enter into the market at that time. And I said, no, this is a perfect time for me. It's because I know myself. I want to educate myself and be the best realtor that I can possibly be. So the innate educator in me took almost every single course that I possibly could to educate myself to become a great realtor. And a dear friend of mine in 2008 said, hey, I heard about this education. It's this called CRS. And I was like, and at that time, we were the Council of Residential Specialists. And I was like, well, what is that? What is that? She's like, there is the best education, the best of the best people. Our realtors are in this organization. I'm like, I want to be there. I want to be a part of the best of the best. So being an infant realtor, I basically thought to myself, wow, this is a really big leap because we have to fly from Honolulu to Hawaii Island, which is our big island. So I had to pay for airfare, hotel, and the class. And honestly, guys, I had maybe only made 1 sale in a year, right? Because the market was so, slow. It had shifted. And so I thought to myself, no, if you're going to be, dedicated, and if you want to be, in this industry for longevity, go. And that was the best decision of my life. It was the Chris Bird class, where he talks about taxes, finances, all those things, right? Chris had me at hello. And so after that, I was like, sign me up. I signed up that day. I became a member of RRC or CRS in 2008. And I earned my designation in 2010. So I'm going to stop sharing so I can see you all a little bit more bigger. There you are. And so that was just the start of my journey as far as, joining CRS, RRC. And from that point on in 2010, I always have been engaged with my local board. Once you're asked to participate in something, you just stay with it. And so I became co-chair for my local board, the membership. And so at regional meetings here, we would talk about RRC and, the value of being a member with the Residential Real Estate Council and how it could really benefit their business. And not only that part of it, but also the relationships, right? We know how that part is so invaluable, and that's that key piece to our heart. The education is fabulous, the events are wonderful, but the people make this organization what it is, the members. And I just fell in love with the members, but the people. So from membership, I then became education director from there. And this is all a part of my local board, right? And then I was tapped on the shoulder once again to lead as president for my local board. And I thought to myself, good gosh, am I ready? Hawaii is a very strong leadership. And I thought to myself, these are very big shoes to fill. But I took the leap of faith And I served as Hawaii State President in 2016 and 17, 2 consecutive years. And it's not really natural for a president to serve 2 years, but this is when we were going through the transition. And there was so much to be learned. And I wanted to make sure that the members knew that RRC, even though there was a name change, the chapters were dissolving, that we were here to stay, and that we cared about our members. And so I felt that doing the 2-year term was going to show them my commitment, my dedication, and my love for this organization and for them. And so we had an amazing, successful year. We did a lot of different things kind of outside of the box. We did like walk and talks where I hosted events where we would meet at the park, and we would walk around and we talked, and people came, and I would then pop open my trunk and it had this whole display of like CRS goodies, and it was just a lot of fun. It incorporated just really us coming together, sharing, having fun, and just a different style of networking. We did a lot of lunch and learns, 1-hour lunches, where we had guest speakers. We also did pathways. I did pathway educations where I allowed members who didn't understand how they could earn their designation. And I still do that today. There's a few under my wing right now who are just on the cusp of getting their members already, but they're going to be getting their designation. And sometimes you just need a little bit more guidance and direction, right, on how to get there. And so that's what I did. And then we created this fabulous event called our graduation. In Hawaii, graduations are a big, big deal. High school graduations, college graduations, but high school graduations are a really big deal. So the CRS designee who earned their designation was honored at an event, and we played music. They were on stage. They got a plaque. One year we dressed up as kings and queens. I mean, it was like a royal affair, and everybody truly felt very special. We did have to pivot because of COVID. So we did things more virtually thereafter, but still wanted this Hawaii CRS members and designees to feel that this was such a great accomplishment. And we just wanted that energy to permeate on out to other members, realtors in our organization as well. So for me, after, the 2 years of being state president, I was asked, hey, would you like to, consider being a board of director for nationally, right? A director at large. I did consider it, I'll be honest, but I wasn't quite ready. And I knew that in my heart, I wasn't ready because I know myself. And so therefore, I turned to my state and local boards. I then became the executive secretary for the Hawaii Association of Realtors, which is my state association board. And then I was elected in 2019 as the president-elect for my local board, the Honolulu Board of Realtors. So in 2020, I led as a COVID president for my local board, and it was very unique. I didn't think that my year at all was, it was different. Because some people are like, don't you want to repeat it? You didn't get to do, you know what? It was so full. We actually had to adjust so rapidly and learn how to do what we're doing today and become masters at virtual, at being able to be present for our members. Being in front of a camera, for me, oftentimes people were like, you're a natural in front of the camera, you're a ham. I'm like, that's a little different, because when the camera just solely on you and you're looking at yourself, you're listening to your voice, you're just like, oh my goodness, really? Do I look like that? Do I sound like that? quickly, you have to get over that, right? And for me, it was always about service to the members and making sure that they were taken care of. And because the orders were always rapidly changing, I had to always be in front of the game, right? And because then I wanted the membership to be as well. And so that led me, after this year of being COVID president, I thought, man, it made me feel like I had armor on. And I could do this now. I could serve the national RRC organization with strength, care, and aloha. And that, to me, that made me ready. So this is why in 2020, 2021, I then campaigned to be the first vice president. And thank you very much. I was blessed to be member elected, and serve now as your 2022 first vice president. And so what happens is, the order, how that goes basically is, this year, I'm first vice president. Next year in 2023, I'll be the incoming president, where Pam Ruggioli is right now. And then in 2024, I will be your national RRC president. Thank you. I'm so honored. It still makes me kind of teary-eyed. Thank you, because I feel very blessed where Holly is at right now. And then in 2025, I will be immediate past president, where Alex is at right now. And then, of course, the board is comprised of wonderful directors at large that really help. When we meet, we talk about things that are important to our organization. We talk about things on how we want to push our members forward. And President Holly Woodward always says, we're member centric, and we truly are. Our members mean so, so much to us. And so we want you all to know that what we are doing behind the scenes, decisions that we're making, the things that we're discussing, we're always trying to keep our members at the forefront. That is what is important to us. So do I have any questions right now?
I had a quick question, Tricia.
Of course.
When you were president of RRC, your state president, how did you keep everybody cohesive with all the islands? And, how many realtors did you have? And then how did you keep it cohesive before COVID? I'm looking, some of these states are large states. I think of California, our New England region. And how did you keep people involved? Because I would imagine you have to take a plane if you want to go to different island hopping, so to speak.
That is absolutely correct. Because prior to COVID, we really didn't do any of this, right? So we actually did have on our board, when they were called boards, basically everyone from every island. And so they would come and basically join us for our meetings. And so this is how we kind of kept everybody in the loop of things, but not only like for our board meetings, but how did we disseminate everything to our members? Because our members needed to make sure our members knew what was going on, right? So we have a wonderful administrator who helps us. Her name is Crystal Lancaster, and she's been a part of our organization since the dinosaurs. Like I told her, she could never leave. I said, if you ever retire, that's not allowed. I'm strapping you to a chair. I'll feed you 3 times a day and let you go to the bathroom maybe a couple times. I'm just kidding. But she's the heart of our organizations, like communication and helping us to keep organized, because she's the constant, right? We're always changing the leaders and the members within the leadership team or the board, but she was always a constant. So she was the one that would always put out like emails every week. We didn't want to inundate our members, but we needed to make sure that there was consistency. So the emails did go out every Friday, and it just gave a synopsis of the education, the opportunities, or any event that was coming up. So it helped all the members to stay on board. Now, in regards to, like, say, for example, my CRS walk-in talks, obviously I'm here in Honolulu, so I'm not going to be able to do something on Maui, right? Or Kauai. So we basically had, like people in the different areas that maybe didn't do a CRS walk and talk, but they did like a little coffee hour or a little book hour, or even like their caravan. They would bring something in relation to CRS, you know, how to get your CRS, and hand out things to them, let them know when our next class was coming. Because again, we didn't do things virtually. So in Hawaii, we only had 2 classes available every year because it was very costly, right? So we just wanted to make sure that the members knew when they could take the courses and just plan ahead and things like that. I think the key thing was just having different people on the island to be our representatives, to be our key people. And then the email communication was another key component as well.
Terrific. And what would you say, does anyone have any questions for Tricia?
Ask away, I'm happy to answer.
Okay, just you can also post it if you don't want to say it out loud, you can post it in the chat. So my other thing is, so for you with leadership, when you're out with other realtors, what do you say is the biggest value added? It's obviously education, but how do you say that to other realtors who you would want to encourage to join a CRS or RRC?
You know, we had somebody very special to us here in Hawaii. His name is Wendell Wong. And you just say his name and everybody pretty much knows who he is. The newer bunch doesn't, right? But you can always lead with a Wendell Wong, right? Once I wanted to show that video that's not playing, which I'm disappointed about. But in any case, though, Wendell would always say, if you want to be the best, you want to work with the best, you must be a CRS. So that was always my tagline, you know? And so that kind of led me into a conversation with someone. And so naturally, I just go up to people and I just start talking with them, right? And so, yes, the education is invaluable. But then I talk about all the different networking opportunities that we have, both state, locally, and also nationally as well. And I share my story because I didn't know, when I put on the state president spectacles and I traveled to Celebration, I traveled to Washington, D.C. and year-end meetings, that opened up a whole new world for me. And I even fell in love with RRC even more, but also real estate in general, because I didn't realize that there's so much happening behind the scenes, right? Because a lot of us, when we get into the business, I'll be honest, I was like, I need to educate myself. I want to be the best realtor. I need to support my family. I need to bring in a paycheck and all of these different things, right? But in order to do that, you need to have all of your tools, right, set in place. So I think that that's the most important thing that I always tell people, that there's more to real estate than what meets the eye. It is more than just selling houses. We're advocates for home ownership and property rights. You know, we're advocating for our homeowners, our buyers, you know, our sellers and what have you. So I always say that, you know, with CRS education, top notch, networking, again, you have so many opportunities, but you will fall in love with the people, because if you want to be motivated, if you want to be inspired, and if you just want to feel like you're on top of the world, you need to be a part of this group. And that's pretty much, and everybody feels my passion, my genuineness. They know, you know, they really, really do, that I'm not just, you know, trying to blow smoke or something. I'm definitely telling them the truth. Mm-hmm.
Tricia, I have a question here from Cheryl, which we were going to talk about from Celebration, just asking Tricia about Celebration mid-year, which is important. I'm going to my first mid-year in May, and also the annual events. And just feel free to, because today is the last day. So go ahead for registration.
Oh, yes. Celebration is amazing. So I definitely want everyone to sign up. It's going to be in Atlanta, Georgia. I'm going to try and share this screen again. It's not a video. Oh, there's my video. I need to change it. But basically, I wanted to share the, hopefully it's there. Oh, there it is. Okay, so guys, this is on CRS.com. It says to join us for celebration 2023, February 8th and 9th in Atlanta, Georgia, at the Atlanta Marriott Marquis. The Marquis hotels are really nice, so make sure you sign up. All the details are below here. But what I really want to point out is that there's a special. If you register now, you'll save, and today's the last day, guys. So in order for you to save $100, you have to register today, okay? March 14th. I hadn't realized it was March. You know, I'm so like coming back from celebration. My days are all mixed up. So I hadn't realized until last night. I'm going, oh my gosh, tomorrow's the 14th. I can't believe it. We're almost like mid-March. The year is already going by so quickly. But you just go to CRS.com and there's different bundle packages, right? So you can choose from the general, the best value bundle, and the all-inclusive. And celebration is such a fabulous event where the education is so amazing. There's so many educational courses that you're running from here, there, everywhere because, well, you want to try and get to everything, but realistically you can't because classes overlap, right? And I'll admit, I did enter into several sessions late because I ended up talking story with people. That's what happens. And then you run into people that you don't see. But I'm going to tell you, it's like a family reunion. When we say CRS, we are family, we certainly are. Because when we see each other, we are just so excited and have such a grand time. There was a welcome reception the first night where everybody, you know, partaked in some pupus. We call that pupus here in Hawaii, little foods and snacks and drinks. And it was just wonderful catching up with everyone. I think I made it through halfway of the room and then went into the sessions the next day. We were blessed with having our national president, Leslie Ruda Smith joined us, and she was a keynote speaker and inspired by Janine. And what was Janine's last name? I can't remember her last name, but she was the 50, she wanted to sing the national anthem in 50 states, and she accomplished it. And boy, she has such an inspiring story. And then of course that night we had our night out where we had the food trucks, and again, more networking, more talking story, meeting new people, connecting with your, you know, longtime buddies. And then also we danced the night away. So it was just so much fun. One more thing that I wanted to point out here on the event add-ons is that on February 7th, there's a pre-conference course. Jack Cotton is his luxury home market course. So if you want to add that on, you certainly can. So I just wanted to make sure, thanks Shara for pointing that out, love, that, you know, highlight the celebration event, because this event is absolutely amazing. And it just really brings us all together. Kurt brought his family. We were at the Arizona Grand Resort, and there was a beautiful pool. And if you go on my Facebook, if you're not on like a Facebook friend of mine, please friend me. You'll see this like big old slide picture, and you could never get me on that. If there was enough money in the Western Hemisphere, there is not. That was a pretty crazy slide, but no, there's just so much to be had, so much fun.
Yes, it was great. They really put on a really nice, beautiful conference. I've been to 3 of them so far, and they're all outstanding. Kurt, you had a raised hand. MJ, there was Lonnie there too. So there was another CRS. I remember meeting Lonnie from Connecticut. But yes, we need, that's what why I asked Tricia's, you know, getting people to understand CRS, RRC, and the education and value added. And something also that I didn't realize that we have with RRC being a designee or even just signing up, we are able to go to mid-year. Correct? Is that something for everyone? I've not been to mid-year. Do you have anything to share about mid-year coming up in another minute or two?
Absolutely. So mid-year basically is comprised of different meetings, right? There's governance meetings, and for RRC, we have Mastermind. So a lot of the groups are coming together, Mastermind, right? To think about, to strategize, to see where we're at, to see where we need to improve on, listen to member suggestions. So a lot of the state leaders, presidents, and the incoming presidents join us. And the sessions are really about, how we can better ourselves as an organization. We take everybody's input and then basically, evaluate and then, align it to even like our strategic plan or what have you that RRC has. And then we always want to be able to push ourselves forward. So mid-year also is a wonderful opportunity to be a part of that. Sharing of ideas, and also another networking opportunity too. And then the NAR Expo follows after. So
and
RRC
DJ,
sessions are the first half of the year, and then NAR Expo and Conference is the second half of that week.
And DJ from Connecticut asked about, is there a sign up or is there any kind of schedule for RRC mid-year? Even though it's part of NAR, but then RRC has some pre-conference, I believe, right?
Yes. So if you go to CRS.com and you scroll on down, thank you, Christine. If you scroll on down, you're going to see May meetings. So you're going to see celebration at the big highlight, right? 2023. But if you scroll on further, you'll see also celebration 2023. And just below that, it'll be main meetings. If you click on that, you're going to see all of the schedule on there. And I'll give you an idea of like what the schedule is like. Because the first day, we also will have a welcome reception, where we all are able to get together and talk story and have some poo-poos and drinks and stuff and network at that time. And then the second day is we dive right into our meetings and what have you. Kurt, did you have a question, Lev?
Well, you actually covered it in the last one. I just wanted to thank you because the energy and the insight and the knowledge that you bring about CRS into the room is always amazing. And for those of you who had an opportunity to meet Tricia, you know what an incredible asset she is for us as a leader in CRS. My question for you was, we've been blessed with a lot of wonderful leaders in our organization in the Northeast region, but there may be somebody watching this that's thinking, maybe volunteer leadership isn't for me, or do I want to get involved? Can you speak to that person? Tell them about the enrichment that it's had in your life and why they should become part of volunteer leadership with CRS.
If you're in Kurt's region, Nora's, MJ, no, Christine, jump on in. Such a great group, right? I just can't speak enough about how much it has enhanced my life, both personally and professionally. Being a volunteer certainly does take up time, right, in your day. But because it's all volunteer, right? There's no paycheck coming your way. But you know what it is, though, is that where you reap the reward is with the relationships that you make, with the knowledge that you gain. CRS Realtors are one of the group of people that are so willing to share of them, their time, share of their expertise, share of their experience. They don't feel inferior or what have you. So when you start making these connections and different relationships with people through your volunteer efforts, that's where you're going to benefit and reap the rewards, because it comes back to you tenfold. And that, to me, you cannot put a price tag on. Just that aspect of it, and you can start off small. You don't have to start off big. I mean, I started off small, right, guys, in my state, and I just kind of like did things in my, the committee work and what have you. And then I got a taste of it. And every time I kept eating the taste, it tasted better. And I kept eating and I'm going, oh my gosh, my appetite's growing. I want more because I love it so much. And, I love what RRC brings to me, both, again, personally and professionally. Bye, Anne.
That's great. That's a great answer. And I think we are like, see, we did well. I mean, I could have looked at that picture the whole time, but we love looking at you too. So that was great just to share that front picture of the video.
I know, I'm so sad it didn't play.
Oh,
you guys would have seen even more of Hawaii, which I really wanted to showcase, not so much of me, but my beautiful home. But so sorry that didn't happen.
Well, it's so exciting to have you come up to New England, so to speak. And we're excited to see you mid-year for all of us that are going to be making it. So very exciting.
I'm excited to see you all. And I, again, want to thank each and every one of you. For those who are here, those who watch the video later, it is truly an honor to serve as your first vice president and moving forward. My heart is full for all of you, and I'm always here for you. So if you need anything, I'm just a phone call, email, a text away. So remember, I'm not a morning person, but if I'm rolling out of bed this early, it's because I love y'all.
Thanks so much, Tricia.
You're welcome.
Everyone have a great, fabulous week, and we'll see you next month. And stay tuned for what we've got cooking up in New England region. All right. Bye, Tricia.
Take care. Bye.
Thank you.